Alright gang, thanks for jumping back into my channel. Today, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin. And all I want to ask you is, what if we are forming exactly the same pattern as we did here 6 months ago? What if Bitcoin is testing us? The whole crypto market is testing us. Who has the bigger balls? What if the Bitcoin is inside this squeezing falling wedge pattern phase all over again and it's waiting for a breakout? For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I even created a playlist on my YouTube channel. I named it Bitcoin Falling Wedge Pattern, 6 videos. But let's just say this call out, this prediction play out perfectly after we got enough data on the charts and we started to navigate ourselves with the confidence after finding all of those supply, demand, Fibonacci, premium, golden zones, all of it, and we started to see that we're forming a beautiful and explosive falling wedge pattern. So this is going to be like a free trading course for you fellas. Go watch it. 6 videos. It's not that hard. So enjoy. And I cannot ignore right now the fact that there's like a probability that we're forming exactly the same thing. And yes, at the end of the day, this is not financial advice. We cannot predict the future, but we can always speculate on the data from the past. So let's jump straight into our charts and let me show you what I mean by that. But first, I want to talk about crypto market. What is going on in general with the crypto market? So all of those small data sets can illustrate me the whole different roadmap and how I need to position myself in the crypto market. So all of those small details, small of those data sets, just hear me out. Market looks pretty boring right now. So yeah, market's pretty boring. And when the market is pretty boring, I can start building something, short sell or buy long position. So this is a pretty decent moment for me to start seeing all of those important key levels, what I need to do next and how I need to navigate, like with the compass in the middle of the forest. So that is good. We're looking quite steady and there's not like sharp aggressive movements right now. So I can right now take my time and see all of those important details on the charts. Second of all, people are fearful, and which is quite good because every single time when the masses are in fear, we can start positioning ourselves in the opposite way to become more bullish and to see and start to hunt for the break of structure from the bearish into the bullish. So that is quite nice. The third one, we haven't seen a euphoria phase this cycle, which just makes me wonder, are we gonna see a euphoria phase? Because I haven't heard the taxi drivers or whatever, a random average Joe that talks about crypto quite with the confidence that the Bitcoin is going to be like $500,000 this cycle. I haven't seen that euphoria. People are like, it's just crazy. I haven't seen the euphoria in general. So item number 4, altcoins looks pretty dead. So that is quite good because right now I also mentioned inside my whale room that I'm hunting for those explosive patterns across the altcoin market, and I already posted 3-4 setups from the altcoin market that we're printing some kind of bullish market structure that after a breakout or a retest at the demand zone, we can start printing, we can start building our buy long positions. So because there is a chance for us to see an explosive movements. And yeah, number 5, Bitcoin is above $100,000, which is good. It illustrates that this is a strong psychological level, and every single time we're going below it, people are accumulating fast. People, institutions, the price is acceptable, so we can navigate ourselves based on this key level, because if we're gonna broke it, there's a chance for us to see some kind of fake out and a rally to the upside. It's gonna work like a magnet to squeeze, to compress the price inside, let's just say, this key level to get back above or quite, let's just say, flat $100,000 Bitcoin. So this is just my opinion. I'm just trying to understand what is going on in the market by looking at the charts and market sentiments. And the most important thing to me is that Bitcoin charts looks cleaner and looks clean, and all the levels looks clean. Why? Because last video in the market update, I told you that Ethereum looks way more cleaner than the Bitcoin. And right now I can see that the Bitcoin, it looks way more cleaner than Ethereum with all of those demand zones, with all of those gaps, with all of those key levels, with all of those touch points. The more touch points we have, the more confirmation we have. I can see clearly that Bitcoin is printing something, and it prints something pretty juicy. So this is going to be the most important videos I ever made, because if the second prediction of a potential upcoming rally to the upside plays out, I'm going to be proud of myself. I mean, I'm happy. That means a lot to me. So bear with me. Please watch this video till the end, and always comment down below what you think about this prediction, which I hate that word. I hate word predictions, only probabilities in this market. So step by step. For those who haven't seen those series of the falling wedge pattern that we executed perfectly, I started when the price, back in 6 months ago, when the price was approximately $105,000, I started to connect more of those touch points because I had the feeling that we need to see some kind of pullback, you know? After this insane rally to the upside, we need to see some kind of pullback. We need to take that liquidity and build something bullish based on the patterns on the higher time frame in order for us to fly higher on the Bitcoin, which is normal. It's a normal thing. That is why I like to say that, oh my God, yeah, I'm super happy, pullback. Pullbacks are inevitable. You have to accept that. If you cannot accept the pullbacks, that the market is going to go like all the way to the upside forever, you're like, you have a brain damage. Sorry, fellas, but this is just true. So after I saw that I can connect some 3 touch points with a simple trend line, I start to navigate myself based on this trend line. The more touch points we have, the more confirmation we have. And by connecting those touch points at the bottom, alongside with this turbulence at the bottom here, and connecting all of those wicks with the candles, which is not quite nice, but we printed a pretty juicy and we printed pretty nice falling wedge pattern. That after we found a demand and printing higher low, shifting and breaking the whole structure from the bearish into the bullish, and after a final breakout from this descending trend, a rally to the upside. And by looking at this rally before we started to form falling wedge pattern, every single time we printing this impulsive candles, those impulsive candles, price most of the time, usually likes to retest it, because there's a lot of liquidity, a lot of buying power that sits at those levels. This impulsive movement, retest it. This impulsive movement, retest it. This impulsive movement, we also have a touch point inside this gap. We retested quite a nice. And of course, a lot of people are speculating on the ascending trend lines that illustrates a higher lows in uptrend. We saw a breakdown, a movement to the downside. And in general, this whole drawdown on the Bitcoin 6 months ago was negative 30%, which is negative 25, negative 30 is quite acceptable in the bull rallies. When you're having a rallies for 100%, a 30, negative 25, it is absolutely nothing. It's healthy. My dear baboons, it is healthy. So stop panicking. So, of course, I'm quite bullish, so if you're bearish, you just like stick with your bias, and that is normal. Everything is normal. Also, by connecting those touch points from the bottom and the top right now, we also had a perfect ascending trend. Higher lows, all of those gaps, all of those, let's just say, demand zones has been retested, a flag, a rally to the upside. And right now, I like to connect more of those touch points because we see a drawdown. We have a data on the charts. By connecting those touch points here at the top, we have a quite nice descending trend that illustrates our resistance. Also, by connecting all of those touch points at the bottom, we have a nice another falling wedge pattern. Of course, $92,000 Bitcoin is still on the table if you remember my previous technical analysis, because everything is aligned perfectly at 92. CME futures gap that we have data on the futures market charts, everything is perfectly aligned here. So if we're gonna start going below $100,000, we're gonna lose this support. Is still quite acceptable to me, because we can, I don't know, I cannot predict the market, but I'm still looking at this falling wedge pattern. Maybe we can complete this falling wedge pattern in some kind of different shape or form. So this is also a possible scenario. So $92,000 still on the table, because every single time, as I show you, when we're printing those gaps, every single time those impulsive movements to the upside, price likes to retest it. Price likes to take that liquidity and form something bullish, rally to the upside. So, and we haven't actually quite nicely retested this gap. Of course, we retested at some point, but this retest is just illustration that this resistance is not our resistance anymore. It becomes our support all over again when the price was above it. So I'm looking looking forward to see $92,000. Of course, if I'm wrong and this pattern, this descending trend plays out and we're gonna start seeing a breakout earlier, I'm quite all right. I'm quite bullish. I'm still bullish, but in general, if we're gonna retest $92,000, a total drawdown from absolutely top to the bottom would be, even if we're gonna go inside this gap, it's gonna be another 30%. So to see another negative 10, 15% on the Bitcoin is normal. It is normal and it is quite nice. I'm still gonna be accepted the price, the Bitcoin price going above $90,000, which is absolutely crazy. Who could have thought Bitcoin was sitting like what, like 4 years ago at what? At absolutely nothing, and right now Bitcoin is above $100,000 and still accepts, and the $100,000 is a strong psychological number. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So stop panicking. Everything looks pretty bullish. And let's just jump and look at some indicators that we have. Let's just start with a 200-day moving average. Everybody is speculating that 200-day moving average, when we were going below it, oh my god, the bull rally is over and the packer bags and leap. Last time we were sitting below 200-day moving average, sorry, 200-day moving average, not a 50, it's 200-day moving average. We were sitting below it and it was quite normal because it's just an extra confirmation of the potential support. We retested those gaps, we broke this descending trend, or should I say the whole falling wedge pattern. We closed it above it, a rally to the upside. That is what's happening right now. We're below 200-day moving average. So still a drawdown, an extra negative 10% is quiet here on the table. And just a simple indicator for you fellas, 50-day moving average. Also, a lot of people are navigating themselves on a simple 50, 200-day moving average. So right now we're seeing a 50-day moving average that moves a little bit more aggressively than a 200-day moving average, and we're sitting below it. So we're in this downtrend. We need to break it, and if the 50-day moving average, which goes quite closely to all the price action, we can form something like this, an extra confirmation that this is definitely our resistance, that we need to break it. So I'm looking at this roadmap on the Bitcoin at this very moment, because day by day, by printing an extra candle, every single candle represents one day. Day by day, we're getting more and more information. So after 1 or 2 extra weeks, we can see the whole different picture, what is going on in the markets. So I'm only speculating on what is going on at this very moment. What else do we have? Bull market support band, not on the weekly, on the daily time frame. The most famous indicator that indicates are we in a bull rally or in the bear market, in the crypto market. Last time we flipped, we saw this death cross on a bull market support band. The price went below, it illustrates our resistance, nothing special. We closed above it, the golden cross. Right now we see the death cross, and I still believe that we have a chance on the daily time frame that we're gonna start seeing a golden cross on a bull market support band. So this is just an indicator that illustrates once again our potential support and resistance. And by looking at these two bad boys, 50 and 200-day moving average, we haven't seen a death cross here. Death cross is quite strong indicator because the masses are trusting this indicator. Oh my god, the death cross, it's over. So the panic, all the FUD is going into the market. So I don't want to see that death cross, because it could drag the price a little bit lower to the 92, which is quite acceptable. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. But if it happens, which is quite normal and healthy in this bull market. So that is actually pretty much it. A lot of similarities in this type of market form, in this type of market shape that Bitcoin is printing. I'm not going to jump on the Ethereum technical analysis, because you can see, you can go and rewatch my previous video on Ethereum charts that right now, Ethereum is getting rejected from this premium zone, this supply. I thought that Ethereum can go a little bit higher, but we are getting rejected. And if we're going to close it here at 3.3, the Ethereum could print a higher low and a chance to retest this descending trend. But this is not my point. I'm still navigating myself based on a potential also falling wedge pattern on Ethereum, this squeezing and compressing pattern. But yeah, Ethereum charts look a little bit different, and 2.8k is still on the table as I'm trying to navigate myself based on the swing lows and highs. The premium zone sits at approximately 2.9, 2.8. So still, go and rewatch that video. I'm not gonna mention you all of those small details all over again, but because right now this video is all about Bitcoin. So what else do we have, fellas? What else do we have? So falling wedge pattern, breakout, rally to the upside, and also look at the similar price action. Of course, this one is a little bit more extended, and also talking about this turbulence, and also can expect some kind of turbulence here at the bottom as we saw here. But look at the price action in general. We finally found a, let's just say, support, rally to the upside. We broke this resistance. Right now this is our support, because when we are at the all-time highs, we don't know where our resistance are. So another rally to the upside, rejection, retested, rally to the upside, some kind of rejection, retested those levels, rally to the upside, rally to the upside. We found the top, movement to the downside, movement to the downside, rally to the upside, rally to the upside. We printed a potential double bottom pattern, a rally to the upside, took that liquidity from those all-time highs, and blah, movement. What a tragic movement to the downside. But still, everything looks quite similar. So I cannot ignore the fact that we're forming exactly the same thing. Of course, the main concern, listen to me this carefully, the main concern, and a lot of people are afraid that we're trying to navigate in the crypto market based on the 4-year cycle. Maybe this cycle is just like extended. Who knows? We don't know that, but we don't have enough time. We need some quite extended time, some kind of time frame that this whole scenario to play out. I have no idea. I cannot predict, and I cannot time up the market. So that is pretty much it. In this video, all I wanted to show you is that we're printing a similar market structure as we did 6 months ago. So take it or leave it. And yeah, that is pretty much it. Be safe. Don't invest what you can't afford to lose. Don't throw like 100x leverage when you're trading crypto. And yeah, peace out.